Hello everyone, it's Old Guardian here, and oh boy, Murder at Castle Nathria meta, it's getting lit. I mean, there have been dramatic changes in the metagame over the past few days. I made the first video about, hey, what's hot after day 1, and oh boy, everything has changed now, hasn't it? On the other hand, the early days were dominated by 3 decks, Ramp Druid, Skeleton Mage, Imp Warlock. And when I made the first video, I said, okay, these decks, they are going to be playable throughout this expansion. That's what it looks like, even though I don't know how good they exactly are going to be. And right now we're seeing exactly that happen. So Ramp Druid, Skeleton Mage, Imp Warlock, all of them are playable, but they are not the best decks anymore. But what are the best decks? Let's find out. So first of all, coming in as the 8th best deck in the game at the moment, we have Ramp Druid. Yeah. Ramp Druid, it is still strong, it still dominates when there are slower matchups. Any control deck has hardly any chance to beat Ramp Druid because first there's tokens, and then Sire Denaturus and boom, you explode. The version with Naga Giants seems to be the best variant of Ramp Druid at the moment, so you just have those Naga Giants who have a little bit more big stuff coming, a little bit earlier so that you can really punch that phase. And then coming at number 7 we have Beast Hunter. There are a lot of hunters on the ladder, and Beast Hunter is actually the weakest of the 3 main hunter archetypes at the moment. Beast Hunter is still doing alright. We have the King Crushes. There's a couple of different Beast Hunter lists, somewhat already capping at King Crush. They don't have Ihman in them. Some run Prince Renatal, some cut Prince Renatal. I'm not certain yet what is going to be the best Beast Hunter list, but Beast Hunter as an archetype, still kicking. Wild Seed package has improved the deck somewhat. It's a few percentage points better with Wild Seeds than without Wild Seeds, and overall 7th best deck in the game. And coming in at number 6 we have Skeleton Mage, but not just any Skeleton Mage. There has been development in Skeleton Mage decks, and you really want to play Renatal, and you really want to play the full trio, Kel'Thuzad the Inevitable, Mordre's Fire Eye, Sire Denaturus. This is the type of Skeleton Mage that can succeed right now. The earlier Skeleton Mage decks with weaker win conditions, maybe not even Renatal in some cases, you don't want to play those, you want to be playing this kind of stuff. And at number 5 we have Quest Hunter, but not just any Quest Hunter, this is the Chinese Quest Hunter. It has taken the ladder by a storm. Well, number 5, maybe not exactly by a storm, but it has really gotten much more popular and it's pretty strong. The Chinese style, so we don't see any bunkers here, we don't see that many secrets, we see Ancient Krakenbane, which is Conchi's Call. Yeah, Quest Hunter still a very strong deck with the proper adjustments. And coming in at number 4 is Imp Warlock. Imp Warlock popularity on the ladder has started to wane. Imp Warlock peaked at a little bit over 30% popularity. That was like 1/3 of your games were going to be Imp Warlock if you were in like Diamond 1. But right now it has gone down to like 24% or so. Imp Warlock is still the most popular deck in the game. Imp Warlock is still one of the best decks in the game. Make no mistake about that. But Imp Warlock is also getting heavily targeted, and there are some really strong newer archetypes like Naga Priest and Control Shaman that are just making life as an Imp Warlock much more difficult right now than it used to be. And coming in at number 3 is the best hunter deck in the game at the moment. And the best hunter deck in the game? It's Phase Hunter. Yes, Phase Hunter didn't start this expansion well, but it has started a rapid rise. It's really exploding in popularity. That collateral damage at the end, maybe even with Twin Bow Terror Coil, and you can hit the same target multiple times with the collateral damage. Collateral damage can just deal so much damage. And other than that, it's a fairly modern take on Phase Hunter. First there's some minions, you buff those minions, and in this case you also have a lot of wild seeds around, so minions, buffs, then ending up with spells. A little bit slower than most Phase Hunter decks have been, because those wild seeds come into play a little bit later, and then there's also room for that collateral damage as a finisher. This seems to be the best performing list at the moment, cutting Iron Deep Trogs for peasants. Right now, because there's suddenly room in the meta to play peasant, like turn 1 peasant when you're on the play is actually really difficult to answer for most of the meta decks. So yeah, Phase Hunter. But there are decks that are even better than Phase Hunter, and coming in as number 2 is Naga Priest. If you had asked me 2 days ago, I would have said Naga Priest is the number 1 deck. I mean, Naga Priest, it's strong against Ramp Druid, it's strong against Skeleton Mage, it's strong against Imp Warlock. It just breaks down the whole triangle of domination that we had. It's strong against all of the main meta decks. But now, Naga Priest, Has some strict competition because the Chinese quest hunter is much more popular and there's also some control shamans around. As for the Naga Priest list itself, Partner in Crime has been cut. It looked like Partner in Crime would be a great card. It's doing better in Quest Priest actually, it just doesn't push enough damage. And I think the next card that's probably going to be cut from Naga Priest is going to be that Pelagos. Yeah. School Teacher looks to be performing much better than Pelagos. I would expect that you could cut Pelagos for a second copy of School Teacher and do just fine on the ladder. Possibly do even better than you can do with Pelagos. Pelagos has just some of those high roll games where it's really strong, but overall its performance has been lackluster. And then the surprise best deck in the game at the moment, it's Renatal Control Shaman. Yeah, it's strong against Ramp Druids, it's strong against Imp Warlocks, it's strong against Naga Priest, it's strong against those Face Hunters, it's strong against the vast majority of the top decks in the game at the moment. Skeleton Mage is kind of a 50-50, and it has some weaknesses against Quest Hunter. But other than that, yeah, Control Shaman, it's just delivering. It runs the Denaturous finisher, it has Devourers in it, it has just a crazy amount of threats. It can even do like Cold Null in muck pools, early 10 drop. It can do Primordial Waves to reduce your buffed minions into nothing. That Murloc Holmes is maybe a bit of a bait. I'm not sure about it yet. It's not the weakest performing card so far, according to statistics, but it's definitely one of the weaker cards in the list, so maybe Murloc Holmes will not be the thing in Control Shaman. But other than that, Control Shaman is just having a very impressive time with hardly any weaknesses. And as crazy as it is, Ramp Druid, Imp Warlock, Skeleton Mage, none of them fit into the top 3 anymore. Top 3 is Face Hunter, Naga Priest and Control Shaman. Thank you for watching. Click like and subscribe if you enjoyed this, and a special thanks to all of my Patreon supporters, YouTube members and Twitch subscribers who make all of these videos possible.